The creation of glass is one of mankind's greatest technological and artistic achievements. Invented around 5,500 years ago, glass was originally a luxury as valuable as gold. The earliest known types of manufactured glass are beads and vessels. Artists produce glass works using hot methods, which include blowing and casting, warm techniques such as fusing or slumping, and cold processes such as cutting, sandblasting, and grinding. Glass blowing, the technique used to create the flowers for Dale Chihuly's Fiori di Como, requires 3 levels of heating. The glass is first heated to 2,150 degrees Fahrenheit and gathered onto a blowpipe from the furnace. The gather of glass is then inflated by blowing into the pipe and shaped using wooden blocks and wet newspapers. Different tools are used for working the glass. The artist occasionally places the glass in the glory hole, a reheating chamber, and the hottest furnace so that it can be shaped further. The hot glass can be rolled into or sprinkled with powdered glass to color the surface. When the desired form is completed, it is transferred to a punty, a steel rod with a gather of glass at the end. The final shape of the piece is achieved by spinning the punty, opening the lip of the gather with jacks, or cutting it with shears. The finished work is placed in the annealing oven to reduce its temperature safely and take the stress out of the piece. The process of creating blown glass is extremely exciting and requires experienced teamwork. To create cast glass objects, molds are formed from sand, or a plaster and silica mixture called investment. Sand molds often have powdered bentonite clay added to them as a binding agent. Water is added to the mixture to achieve the correct consistency. An object or template is pressed into the sand to make an impression, which forms a cavity. Molten glass heated to 2,350 degrees is poured into the mold to fill the impression. The glass form is allowed to cool slightly, and then it is transferred to the annealing oven. Fused glass objects, such as vessels, tiles, and jewelry, are created by heating glass layers in a kiln until they bond. The temperature required to fuse glass is much lower than that used for glass blowing, between 1,250 and 1,325 degrees for tack fusing, and 1,450 degrees for full fusing. The hot fused glass can be worked into shapes with a variety of tools. Slumping is a process whereby the glass is allowed to sag into a desired shape once inside the kiln. Molds can be used to help shape the glass as it softens. During the Roman period, slumping was a common technique for creating glass vessels. This process can be combined with the fused glass method to create beautiful works of art. Stained glass windows, such as those found at Chartres Cathedral, exemplify cold glass production methods. Artists first draw a design on paper, then divide the image into separate areas to be used as a template for cutting the glass pieces. The artist first scores the glass with a cutting wheel and breaks it with grosiers, a special type of pliers, to form the individual pieces. Lead or copper cames, shaped like the letters U or H, fit between the glass pieces and hold them in place. The cames are soldered together one at a time to form the final design. Metal rods may be attached to the cames at intervals to help support the weight of a heavy stained glass window. Hot and cold methods may be combined to create works of art. This can be seen in the Roman Portland vase, which was produced by blowing a blue glass bubble, then dipping it into melted white glass. The white layer was then cut after cooling to form the final design. The wide variety of glass techniques enables artists to produce works that are both unique and captivating. Many of the amazing glass artworks throughout history have been inspired by glass's ability to reflect, refract, and transform light. Because so many useful objects are made from glass, its beauty surrounds us in our everyday lives.